Item number: YOS-1122. Object class: Apollyon, previously Keter. Containment procedures: all available instances of YOS-1122 are to be kept in 9-meter containment cubes at all times in multiple locations. All instances must be terminated as soon as possible, due to the ever-increasing numbers of instances appearing in the cells. Each specimen must be collected with caution and must be used for attempted termination, and will be sent to a different cell if this fails. In the event when each specimen reproduces, the eggs must be sent to a new cell immediately. YOS-1122-2 is to be kept in a 95-meter containment cube at Site 98. It is currently impossible to keep every instance of YOS-1122 in containment, and therefore must be terminated immediately in order to not cause a XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. Description: YOS-1122 are a group of small, partially humanoid creatures that are covered in a dark substance that resembles tar or ink. They possess a round head with a white face, with facial features like pie-shaped eyes, and a small mouth. They have the behavior of a human infant, and are capable of movement by crawling on the ground. The origin of where YOS-1122 came from was from a small inkwell, designated as YOS-1122-2. The object is translucent, and the fetus of the specimen can be seen within, and when they are birthed, they will leave the inkwell and move on. YOS-1122 specimens do not seem to age at all, and will always keep their body shape. How this occurs is unknown. Specimens of YOS-1122 can regenerate within 1.5 minutes. If cut in half, its upper half will regrow the lower part of its body with ease, while its lower half produces another specimen of YOS-1122. YOS-1122 specimens can reproduce constantly, occurring within 5 seconds, usually in the form of eggs covered in tar or ink. These specimens are assumed to be genderless, because they show no romantic attraction towards one another, and the appearance of them don't seem to be different at all. They only reproduce asexually. After the egg is released, it will hatch within 10 seconds and another specimen is born. When birth takes place, a dark liquid-like substance will excrete from the specimen's rear end. This is assumed to be amniotic fluid. YOS-1122 specimens show no signs of pain when being cut, and won't show any reaction from this action. They also don't seem to cry like a human infant, and they remain calm for unknown reasons despite their behavior. Addendum 1122-1. YOS-1122 was first discovered in an abandoned animation studio, where thousands of specimens of YOS-1122 were moving on the ground. Multiple egg-shaped objects and a huge amount of dark liquid was on the ground. MTF Unit 76 was ordered to retrieve the object and all specimens, and was sent to Site 23 for examination. Addendum 1122-2. Dr. noticed in the camera inside YOS-1122's room that millions of specimens of YOS-1122 have appeared, and he ordered the staff to send them into a new cell. Incident 1122-1. A researcher noticed a specimen of YOS-1122 outside the cell, somehow managed to get out. It started to reproduce constantly, and the site was immediately overrun by the specimens. The site was breached, and the specimens managed to leave the site. Personnel immediately contacted MTF Unit 23 to retrieve all of them before they could cause further spread, and were forced to place them into another site, Site 71. Addendum 1122-3. After multiple attempts of keeping YOS-1122 contained in multiple sites and cells, YOS-1122 was set to immediate termination, due to the tiring process. A researcher retrieved a specimen, and tested it by cutting it in half with a knife. Subject regenerates after and a new specimen is born. YOS-1122 was tested with other anomalies in an attempt for termination. See Termination Logs 1122.